Let me thank you, members of the press, for coming as always. We are glad that since the ascendancy of the new team here at the ministry, you are heeding our call, attending the press conferences, and we like that. Let's do it together for our country. We know that the period for the aspiration of the 100-day deliverables is almost at hand. We have 16 more days to go. And you members of the press are very eager to know what the outcome will be. Did they achieve what they say they will achieve? Or say a flop? Or say a failure? Those are the questions lingering on your minds. What we want to say is we're confident about what we've done as a government. Hold your peace a little bit. We'll come to you fully, accounting for our stewardship after the period of the 100-day deliverable. But I can say this, be assured that it will not be anything that resembles failure. The Minister of Information is preparing itself to bring the result to you in ways you've never seen before. We talk about it on the radio station. The end of it will mark the relaunch of the new Liberia newspaper, and it will catalog what has happened. We'll also launch what will then be a quarterly magazine, Mika magazine. That magazine will also give account of what has happened within the 100 days. So just keep your peace a little bit. Some of the media people are reminding us. We read a couple of newspapers telling us about the timeline. We are conscious of the timeline and the fruits of our labor will show. I just wanted to say that. Secondly, I want to say the President's attention has been drawn to continuous media reporting as to what is happening at the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency. It is the thinking of the President that government ministries and agencies should be in harmony. The President expects that officials of government will work together because the mission is to deliver to the people. We cannot and will not deliver effectively to the people when we have reports of infighting and some of the things we are reading in different media outlets about the LDEA. That has caught the attention of the President. He will take seize of the matter, and whatever the situation is at the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency will be resolved very soon because we don't have time for infighting. We have time to work because we said to the people of Liberia that our country was in need of a rescue. And we said we came to rescue. We must uphold that commitment to the people. So anything that will serve as a distraction will not be countenanced. And it is our hope now that the President is concerned about what is happening and he's taking seize of the matter, that we'll see some real harmony across government, particularly the LDEA, where we continue to get reports about infighting. We followed the mission director of USAID, Jim Wright, who expressed serious concern about how medications that are meant to be in our medical institutions are ending up in pharmacies because they've been sold. The government takes those very serious. Those comments very seriously. Seriously in the sense that it's a good thing that USAID has some information. They brought this to the public glare, and we want to assure them that as a government, it is concerning if medications that are being donated to benefit our people are being sold and ending up in pharmacies has been reported, and we will do what is supposed to happen to curtail that. They also said it will be a good thing if we start to persecute people. And we will not fall short of that. If we find the evidences of those involved in such ugly acts, we just want to warn you that we're coming after you. If your goal is not to serve the public interest, but you want to use the public space for self-enrichment, you are miscalculating. And be aware that you could be held accountable very soon. And we thank the USAID head of mission for raising the red flag on this very critical issue. We want our health institutions to work again. All of you here who've gone to different medical institutions, you are aware that sometimes you don't have the resources. You go to hospital, you expect to be treated. And all you get, so in most cases, slips to go to medical places to go buy medicine when you should be treated in the hospital. So if these are part of the reasons why these things are happening and they've been brought to the attention of the government, we will act, and we will act very, very decisively. The last thing I wanted to just talk about. We've been talking about accountability across the board. We inherited a ministry, like I said, that is an abandoned place. And I always let to be on the record to say I don't hold the leaders who are here responsible. Because in some cases, it was an intentional neglect from central government. So if you neglected someone, you didn't give them the support that they needed, and they don't perform, or the institution does not work, it's not their fault. But we've been doing a lot of revision. We are about to write the GSC, that we don't want to move into a blank check situation. We want audits here. The CSA has initiated personnel audits across a number of ministries that will include the Ministry of Information. That is settled. But we are specifically asking the GSC to come here and do financial audits. And I know every time you talk about audits, somebody will say, which one? But we've been seeing some smoke screens. And those are reasons to insist that there must be audit. And I just want to give you a simple example. Currently, our budget is projected at 2.8 million. 2.1 will be personnel costs, left about 700,000. Obviously, you cannot run a ministry. It's 2024. But in 2022, just 2 years ago, the ministry developed its own budget and said 4.1 million. That's what they developed. For some reasons, after the passage of the budget, the ministry had an approved budget of 6.2 million. Ministry of Information. In as much as I'm here crying for money, I'm not sure this ministry needs 6 million to function. There are key priorities of the country that we prioritize. Why information is important? 6 million? To do what? And then it says goods and services out of the 6 million. 3.8 million. What do we call goods and services? You sit in this very hall. If LEC goes up now, we can't continue the press conference. You got no generator. None of the assistant and deputy ministers who worked here for the last 6 years had cars. You know, one vehicle owned by the minister property, which I'm using. If you have 3.6 million for goods and services, and the ministry of what it is, when you enter this place and look at the building from outside, does it look like a building that spent 3-point-something million on goods and services? So for us, these are red flags. And because they are red flags, we insist that there must and there will be comprehensive forensic financial audit to determine what took place.